Welcome to this video on synergists and antagonists. In the previous video, you learned about the fields of action and learned that each extraocular muscle has a field of action whereby we can assess the primary action of that muscle. So, if we come back to the cardinal positions of gaze or the 9 positions of gaze, and we take one of these positions, let's say here, dextral elevation, we can actually look at a pair of muscles. So for the right eye, we'd be looking at the right superior rectus. For the left eye, we'd be looking at the left inferior oblique, because both these muscles have a field of action, which is dextral elevation. In the opposite direction, so in dextrodepression, we see the depressors. So we have the inferior rectus here and the superior oblique of the other eye. So these have an opposing action to that of these muscles, which are elevation. So this refers to synergists and antagonists. Let's unpack this and understand this better. What are synergists? Synergists are 2 muscles working together to produce the same movement. So if I take again the right superior rectus, and this eye or this muscle contracts so that we can elevate in right gaze, it will also do so alongside the left inferior oblique, because we're not going to have just this eye move into up gaze, up and right, into dextral elevation. This eye's got to come too. So they're working together to achieve elevation in right gaze. So the left inferior oblique is the contralateral synergist to the right superior rectus. We say contralateral because it's in the opposite eye. We also use the term yoke muscles. So this is the pair of muscles which achieve elevation in right gaze or have a field of action in dextral elevation. Now, we can also have ipsilateral synergists. This is where 2 muscles in the same eye perform the same action. So here, where we have elevation and we can't isolate a specific vertical muscle, both the superior rectus and the inferior oblique are working together to elevate the eye. Okay, what about antagonists? What does this mean? Antagonists are 2 muscles working against one another. They have opposing action. So again, let's take the right superior rectus. This elevates the eye in right gaze. So the ipsilateral antagonist will be the muscle in the same eye with the opposing action. So in right gaze, the depressor is the right inferior rectus. So the right inferior rectus is the ipsilateral antagonist to the right superior rectus. We also have what's called the contralateral antagonist. So, which muscle is the contralateral antagonist to the right superior rectus? Well, we know it's going to be in the opposite eye, but we know that this muscle here, the left inferior oblique, is the contralateral synergist, so it's not that. It needs to be the antagonist of the contralateral synergist, the left superior oblique. So, the left superior oblique is actually the contralateral antagonist of the right superior rectus. So we can see that there is actually a family of 4 muscles that when we have one synergist, the right superior rectus as we have in this example, there are another 3 muscles that can be affected by a lesion to the right superior rectus. So if something goes wrong with this muscle or innervation to this muscle, for instance, we'll see an impact on all 4 extraocular muscles. Let's do one other example. Here we have the synergist, the right superior oblique. So this is the right superior oblique. Which muscle is the ipsilateral antagonist? Same eye, opposite action, it's the right inferior oblique. This is an elevator in left gaze and opposes the action of depression in left gaze. Which is the contralateral synergist? Well, we move over to the left eye. It's the left inferior rectus that also has the action of depression in left gaze or in levodepression. So these are the yoke muscles, or this is the left inferior rectus is the contralateral synergist to the right superior oblique. And so which muscle is the contralateral antagonist to this? Well, it's the antagonist of the left inferior rectus. So it's the left superior rectus. That's the contralateral antagonist to the right superior oblique. Okay, this final slide just gives you some tips around remembering the terminology with regards to synergists and antagonists, and brings me to the conclusion of this video. Thank you for watching.